Hi, I'm Brett Harned, and I'm the Director of Education at TeamGantt. I bring more than 20 years experience in project management and communications to my role, and I'm really happy to share that experience with you. Today, I'm going to talk about presenting project plans to stakeholders, or maybe even paying clients. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, plans don't need to be presented. Or you might even be thinking, hey, my clients don't need to see our plans. They actually hired us and are paying us because they trust that we'll get the job done. Well, to both of those statements, I'd tell you, sorry, you're wrong. And this is a problem with a lot of teams or even project managers or project leads. So while you might have created the plan and you understand the details, you have to remember that that's not going to be true for everyone involved in your projects, especially clients who might not have experience with your project type. And while those clients might be paying you or your company to manage the project and its details, that doesn't mean that they can just step away, or that you could easily call them in exactly when they're needed on the project to keep things on track. You see, projects require partnerships. And if you want your clients to be true project partners, you'll do your part to educate them on how the project will work, and really how they have a responsibility in that, whether it be through reviews and approvals, or even work tasks in the actual plan. Plus, simply communicating the details of what's going to happen and how it'll work will also open up a conversation about potential risks or issues on your project. And obviously, you want to steer clear of those. There are more benefits to sharing your plans, but let's dig into the how-to now. So presenting your project plan to a client can seem a bit like a daunting task, but it doesn't have to, and that's why I'm here. I want to tell you about some simple steps that you can take to make the process nice and smooth for everyone. So when you're working on a project with a client, it's critical to be 100% sure that they actually understand all of the details of the plan. Like I already said, your clients may not be familiar with your process or your deliverables, so this is your chance to enlighten them. So before you dig into the details of the plan, explain your overall process and how you as a team really did arrive at the project approach. It's best to be honest, really, so if you're trying something new, just say it. Or better yet, if you've based your plan on previous projects that you've done, bring that up too. In my experience as a PM, I found that the more that I could speak to why we're doing something, the more inclined the client would be to get on board, even if it was a new thing. I think it just creates a level of comfort and understanding that, we've thought through the details and that they show up right in the plan, easy to read. Next, you want to do a review of the deliverables you'll present during the project and all the details that will help you to kind of produce the project on time. Sometimes clients don't want all the details, and that's okay too. You don't always have to go line by line in your review, but it can be very helpful to explain what work must be done in order to complete a deliverable and why it'll take so much time to do. If you explain that level of detail early on, your clients will be far less likely to push for an unrealistic deadline or even new scope, because they'll understand just how much work is being done. This is also really important. You should set expectations for your deliverable review process. You've likely made some estimates based on the amount of time your clients will be given to review your work as a team and to provide feedback. I think it's best to just ask them how much time they'll need, or at least start with a baseline for how much time you think that they should take to review your deliverables. In my experience, it's typically about 3 days, but that could sound like a wild guess to your clients. So this is your chance to show them the timing you've estimated and what additional days will do to your overall plan. Here's a hint, it's going to extend everything. But if you're showing them early on and they insist on more time, now is the time to make adjustments and to show them the impacts of those adjustments. That said, don't forget to point out dependencies in your plan. If your client misses their deadline, what will that do to the project? Where can you be flexible, and what kind of makes you nervous? Put it all on the table now so that everyone's aware of the potential issues that you're spotting early on. Again, the more you can educate your clients early in the process, the easier time you'll have with your team winning them over when you're presenting your work. After all, a client who has invested in and truly understands your work is not just a client, they're a partner. Okay, let's not forget, it's never just about the plan or the work you're slotting into the plan. It's about the people doing the work. And if those people are not on board with the plan, then it's all for nothing. So when you're presenting your plan to your clients, be sure to communicate who is doing what. and that those people are actually on board or maybe even excited about doing that work. Personally, I think there's a lot of value in showing your clients the human side of your process in your team, because it's often easy for them to think of you as just like a contractor or a vendor who just gets work done. And honestly, that never feels good for anybody. Here's the thing. They don't know all the details, and maybe they don't want to, but if you share some details about who's doing the work and why they're suited to it, it starts to personalize the process. And when we do that, we tend to avoid crazy requests or even get around those awkward times when a client just goes silent. When they recognize another human or group of humans is on the other end of the project, actually doing work for or with them, they'll be more engaged. And while you're at it, I'm just going to say that it wouldn't be a terrible idea to set the expectation that a one-day delay on your client's side may not equate to a one-day delay on your team's side. Letting your clients know that their plan is crafted around other plans and other projects can definitely help them understand the importance of sticking to dates and sticking to the process that you outlined. And the beauty of TeamGantt is that when you're creating all of your company's plans and adding task estimates in TeamGantt, you can create a resourcing plan for your team using the View Availability tab. It makes planning and workload balancing so easy. So here's the thing. Some of this might sound like it's too much information for your clients, but if you're working on a big, important project, you've put a lot of work into creating that plan, and a lot could be riding on that plan itself. So talking through the details on a deeper level to make sure that everyone is comfortable with it should be pretty important to you. And at the end of the day, you want to be sure that you have agreement on the plan, because the details in your plan will definitely dictate a lot, including your immediate next steps. All right, so you've confirmed your plan. Now you're done with it, right? Wrong. Your plan isn't something that you can set and forget. In fact, the plan is a living, breathing document that will help you to keep the work on track. Or it might even help you to chart new paths for the project when change is introduced. So keep up with your plan, and at a minimum, update your work progress in the % complete column on your project on a very regular basis. The chance that you'll have to make adjustments here or there are pretty significant. It's really uncommon for a project to stick to its plan 100%. We all know that, right? Life happens, ideas change, deadlines are missed, and plans change. That may mean that your deadline has to shift, or maybe your process won't work for this project after all. You'll be prepared for that with a plan. And as long as you're flexible and can adapt to the change, so can your plan. Be sure to provide updates to your team and your clients as the plan changes, and stay on track and keep your plan in an accessible place. You'll always come out on top if you've communicated or resolved an issue early on, or even just paid a compliment on a job well done. Hey, that's it. I hope you get that planning is important, but presenting those plans can be even more important. I hope this video helps you when you're presenting your next plan. If you're interested in learning more, check out our guide to project planning, which I actually wrote. Click the link in the description below to download that full guide completely for free so that you can plan your projects more efficiently than ever before. And if you like this video and you want to see more, don't forget to click the button and subscribe to our channel. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.